to our media friends. I have with me Undersecretary Arellano, who's in charge of the International Labor Affairs. And then we have ASEC Georgie, ASEC Ami, and former Secretary of Labor, Secretary Roque. Well, we called for this unscheduled press con only for the purpose of announcing that effective today, we have ordered the suspension of deployment of OFWs in the country of Qatar. This is for us to be able to assess the situation because there are so many wild rumors going around that things are not going well in Qatar. Although late last night and early this morning, I was able to talk to our labor attaché, Des Dicam, and he informed me that there are no food riot threats yet as the rumors being spread around. Wala pa naman daw ganon. Although I told him that as a preparatory measure, we should advise our OFWs in Qatar and even our own offices, the Polo office, especially so that, you know, Qatar does not have its own food production. So that is the situation now. And additionally, I'd like to inform you that we have advised all our recruitment agencies for them to get in touch with their counterparts in Qatar to see to it that our migrant workers are sufficiently and effectively protected if anything goes wrong in that country. Thank you. You may ask any question.
Yes, sir. So, Sec, does it include those with papers na? Yung ongoing na talaga ngayon yung processing ng papers?
Yes.
Or yung approved na?
Yes, in fact, we stopped all processing and even those already scheduled to go, we are sorry, but we have to suspend first the deployment.
Yes, sir. Anong mensahe niyo po dun sa mga OFWs na maapektuhan? Kasi, as we all know, ngayon po, medyo aggressive talaga yung hiring at marami po kinukuha because in preparation of FIFA and all.
That's true, but you know, even those already ready to go, we have to temporarily suspend for their own protection because we have to assess the situation first before we could again allow deployment of our migrant workers. This is for their own protection.
Sir, right now, ilan po ba yung Filipino workers in Qatar? And are you also studying yung possibility of sending them back home?
I'm glad to ask that because I was wrong in my statement yesterday. I was telling that we only have about 50,000, but now we have under 2016 we have a figure of 141,000, and these are the documented OFWs. So it could go beyond 200,000 to include yung mga undocumented.
Sir, yung follow-up lang po, is Adole also studying the possibility of sending these OFWs back home, given the situation there?
We still have to study the situation, but in the meantime, we are already sending some augmentation team to not only to Qatar, but even also to the other Middle East countries to meet any possible exigency. Yes,
Sir, tatanong ko lang po hanggang kailan nila expected i-impose yung suspension order? Kung meron po ba tayong time frame para sa completion ng assessment?
It depends on the assessment that we will be undertaking. This will be in close coordination with the Department of Foreign Affairs. Depende kung lalala ang situation o kung baka naman yung anticipated problem will not come about. So, depende na sa situation niya.
Sir, Jared Paforman. Sir, in particular, sir, for quotation purposes lang, ano po in particular yung concern po ng DOLE? Why are you suspending?
Why are you suspending po yung deployment po ng OFWs?
Kasi we are foreseeing a possible problem in Qatar. Like for example, you know for a fact that Qatar does not produce its own food. If anything happens that they run out of food and food riots will take place, definitely our OFWs will be the first victims. Kaya kailangan lang na may preparatory measures to meet a possible exigency.
Sir, but with regards dun sa mga nandun, wala naman po tayong i-repatriate muna.
Depende mo. Sa ngayon wala pa kasi per information coming directly from our labor attaché, wala pa namang ganong situation. In fact, sinabihan ko sila, huwag mo nang hintayin. You start getting your all stock, water, medicine, and food. Sabi ko.
Sir, question lang po. Sa issue lang po ba siya ng supply of food and other needs? May question din po ba kung maapektuhan po yung employment ng mga Filipinos po doon that are currently there already?
Hindi naman siguro. Kasi I would like also to mention na I was invited by the Minister of Labor of Qatar to visit Qatar. And the purpose of my visit or the invitation was for me to enter into a memorandum of agreement for governing the labor relations between Qatar and our country. Mukha naman maganda. In fact, they said, ang reklamo sa akin ng Minister of Labor is that they prefer Filipino overseas workers. Their problem is that, they said, the minister said, it is taking our government too long to process the deployment papers. Because he said, I quote him, ang India takes only 2 weeks. Ang Indonesia takes only 2 weeks. Ang Philippines, 6 weeks. So I said, if you want, Mr. Minister, I will reduce it to 1 week. That is the reason why he invited me to go there to come out with that memorandum of agreement to establish that the time frame in the deployment of our overseas workers. So, yun ang doon. Preferred nila ang mga Filipino workers.
Sir, worst scenario, sir, magkakaroon ng pauwiin yung mga OFWs natin. So, are we preparing for that also?
Yeah, in fact, I mentioned that we are sending an augmentation team. We are sending 5 for every follow office. Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, and ano ba sa? Yung Kuwait. Bahrain too, Bahrain.
Sir, good afternoon po. Jonathan po from Net25. Sir, may breakdown po ba tayo ng mga, kung anong po yung majority ng mga natatrabaho po doon sa Qatar?
Ayan. Ipabasa ko kay ano lang kay Asep Yodi.
Magandang hapon po. Ang breakdown o ang disaggregation ng ating mga manggagawa sa Qatar ay ito po yung mga nasa services. Marami din po tayong mga technical, mga technicians, mga skilled workers, skilled and semi-skilled workers. Maganda po relatively maganda ang working conditions sa Qatar. Sila ho ay pinapangalagaan doon. So, ganun ho ang complexion ng ating mga manggagawa doon. Technical, even we have engineers, professionals, we have nurses. Sa healthcare industry ho ay marami tayong mga nurses and other healthcare workers. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Asep Yodi.
Sir,
Sir, sa pipeline po natin,
yung set for deployment at under processing, mga ilang alin po yung figures ng OFWs natin?
Yung mga
Yung
sa
mga
palabas pa lang.
Yung orders.
Palagay ko wala kami exact number kasi maraming agencies yan nag-process yan. What is important is that regardless of the number, we are suspending the processing of these applications. Mabuti na yung handa. Baka mamaya sasabihin ni Sam, alam mo nang may gulo doon, nagpadala ka pa. Yes, sir. Related story, no, I just directed our Office of the Safety, Occupational Safety and Health Center to conduct an inspection on the resort world. Kasi you must have read in the paper on the statement today, sabi ng Presidente, bakit napakaliit ng exit? Oh, di ba? Nakakita yung statement na. Bakit yung may sunog, walang gumana na sprinkler? Dapat yun, binaagad ang resort world. The moment na may sunog, dapat gumana yung sprinkler. Agad nawala sana yung sunog na yun. Kung effective yung sprinkler system nila. Kaya we have to send a team. Starting tomorrow, they're sending a team there.
Sir, i-clarify ko lang po, nag-issue na po ba ng parang advisory po yung DFA, alert level advisory sa Qatar po?
Wala akong alam dyan. I'm not in a position to answer that. Kasi I do not have to wait for that. I have my own responsibility to have overseas workers.
Sir, how prepared lang tayo in case the situation worsens, and I know in the past months, we've been repatriating Filipinos na from other countries. How prepared are we na madagdag pa itong Qatar? Yun nga, if the situation worsens.
Very frankly, I tell you, we are very prepared. We already expect on repatriation. We have repatriated so far about 11,000 of our countrymen, and it's still ongoing because if you recall, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia came up with an amnesty program, and many of our overseas workers availed of this amnesty, and the amnesty period ends June 24. So, mabilisan ngayon ang repatriation. Every day, there are repatriation going on. So, expert na tayo dyan sa repatriation. And in fact, we are sending additional, yung augmentation team. 5 for every polo office.
Sir, going back lang doon sa violation ng OSHS, ano bang pinaka-penalty nun pag nakita ka nag-violate, katulad ng sa HTI?
Well, ma-prove mo na merong defect, may negligence, may criminal liability yan. Pero on the part of labor, we can order the closure for non-compliance, yes.
Criminal charges.
Yun, yung pwedeng mag-file yung mga relatives. Oo, kasi criminal negligence yan.
Pag sinuspend ang OSHS, ano yung epekto nun?
Yun.
Pag sinuspend mo yung OSHS, certificate.
Hindi sila maka-operate.
Ang HTI, ibig mo sabihin, magsasara yun kasi nag-violate.
Isasara namin kung hindi sila mag-comply.
Kano katagal yung compliance ko?
We give them enough time to comply, siyempre.
Some more questions from our friends from the media? Okay na po. Okay, final statement from the Secretary.
Okay, kung wala na, thank you very much. Ano na?
Ako lang doon sa Resorts World, sir. Yun nga, if you find na there are violations, you can, yun nga, dahil hindi gumana yung sprinkler, for example, you can already order the closure of Resorts World, if ever.
May kailangan na due process yan. Siyempre, ikuan mo muna, pag-explainin mo, kung then kung ma-determine talaga na there was failure to comply with labor occupational safety standards, pwede silang pa-comply. Kung hindi sila ma-comply, then we can order their closure. Gaya kung observation ng ating Pangulo na bakit kokonti ang exit. Yan, napakalaking establishment yan. At usually, sabi na, how many people were there? 12,000. Ilan ba tao doon? No?
Yan, yung sabi nila.
Oo, yan sabi na. Napakahalaga yan sa establishment like that. Kailangan ng strict enforcement of the occupational safety standards. Sige na. Yes,
And one
Jen.
last, sir. I'm not sure kung part of the things that you considered, pero may effect na ba in terms of travel also sa Filipinos? May nabalitaan na ba tayo? Kasi di ba yung mga airlines na mga nag-sever ng ties, ayaw na nila papuntahin ang bansa.
Sa ngayon wala pa naman kami. But definitely, ganyan ang natural consequence yan eh. Unang-una, hindi na pupunta doon yung Saudi Airline, hindi lang sila makadadaan sa Saudi Space. So, ang mangyayari yan, dadaan na lang yung Qatari Airline sa ibang ruta. Hindi na makakadaan sa Dubai, which is usually the anong tawag? Layover. Layover yung Dubai eh.
And one last, sir, hindi naman
Yun.
tayo worried na ma-affect yung relations naman natin with Qatar, especially since we just came from there.
Yes, I don't think it will affect our relationship with them. They're a very friendly country. They've been very protective and they've taken care of our OFW, and out of gratitude, we maintain a good diplomatic relationship with them.
So this is not taking the side of Saudi and
Hindi naman. We maintain both same relationship with both parties.
Okay, I think that would be all. Maraming salamat. And let's see the final words from the Secretary.
Wala naman, thank you. Thank you so much for your presence. So, kailangan talaga malaman ng ating mga kababayan na siniskundi muna na please tell everybody na suspended muna. At sabihin nyo, huwag silang umakyat sa akin dito na makikiusap, mag-iiyak eh. Medyo malambot ang puso ko eh. Pag inayakan ako ng kasing ganda ni Jen eh, wala na. Bumibigay.
travel advice tayo, no?
Ha?
Wala pang travel.
Wala pa from the one, I don't know, from the Department of Foreign Affairs. Pero we have to take our own preemptive steps. Habol.
Sir, pahabol lang po. Sir, maglalatan na po ba tayo ng hotline numbers to na pwede mo tawagan mga
Meron kami yan. Meron kami 1349. Dole 1349. 24/7 yan. Local and overseas, libre yan. Huwag nyo lang gawin pa niyan, yung Ligawan Blues. 1349 po. Matagal na yan ha. Last year pa yung Dole at right na yun ha. Noong September pa last year. Okay? Thank you again.